welcome to another video from eGIS Associates. So yesterday, looks like Esri has launched the latest version of ArcGIS Pro. This would be 2.3. And so what we want to do is kind of take a look and see what this brings to the table. Is it a good upgrade? Is it got new functionality that we should find useful? And those kind of things. So let's get started and take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and launch ArcGIS Pro. So we've got it launched. Starts up pretty quickly here, as you can see. And immediately we see a difference from the older versions. The initial screen looks a good bit different. It's organized slightly differently. So we now have our open projects that are located over here under recent projects instead of kind of just being a group of icons across the middle. We have our templates now listed here and then recent templates that we've created here. So we've now got 3 columns in there as opposed to just a row of recently open projects and our templates in just a side column over here. A couple of other things I've noticed on this initial start page is it looks like we can pin projects onto this list so that they continue to appear there and don't get recycled. So we can mark our favorite projects in here so that they are always available to us at this page. Another thing I just noticed that they've added in this new version is this start without a template. So in all the past versions of ArcGIS Pro, before we could do anything in the software, we had to open a full project. So and that project had to be based off a template. So it looks like we can start a blank project here by simply clicking on this option. And we'll investigate that in a moment. Then down here at the bottom, we have the open another project. So if we don't see it in our list here, we can go and navigate there. I'm not sure I like this being down here. This is kind of hard to see. I used to like it better when it was up closer to the top. So that's interesting. Also, to select another project template. So if we've created a template for an ArcPro project that we don't see listed up here, we can select there. And of course, we've got our settings button here, which I'll click onto that. And then this takes us into the About ArcGIS Pro page. Allows us to create a new project, open an existing project, connect to our portals. Notice I'm already connected to ArcGIS Online. Look at my licensing. So see what licenses I have available to me. Also, I can authorize ArcPro to work offline, so I can check that license out. Be very careful about doing that. That can cause issues. I think we talked about that in one of our videos about how to assign licenses to ArcGIS Pro. So may want to go back and take a look at those. Then we'll get down here to our ArcPro options. Let's see if they've made any changes in here. So does it look like they've changed the current settings? Looks like units are the same. So that hasn't changed. Tasks is the same. Application, well, they have added Start Arc Pro. So this is something new they've added under the options for the application. So show that start page that we were just looking at, we can turn that off and instead have it start a project without a template by default, so a blank project. Or go ahead and start with the default project. So if we have a single project that we always use, we can go ahead and start up ArcPro with that project. We don't have to go pick it, automatically starts with that one. So that's kind of nice that they've added that in there. Create projects. So what happens when we create a project? Those are basically the same as what's been there in the past. The help source hasn't changed. Application theme, they haven't added, still have just the light and dark theme, so none of that has changed. Let's go under map and scene. This all looks pretty much the same as the past. Navigation hasn't changed. We can still swap between what happens when we use the scroll wheel and the mouse. So that all looks the same. It doesn't look like they've changed our selection options here, so go back. Editing. Nope, this looks pretty much the the same. Don't see anything new there. Geoprocessing. Nope, nope. Again, that overall looks the same. Raster options. I'm not seeing differences in here, but I'll be honest, I don't really adjust these much. So those look pretty much identical to what we've seen in the past. Don't see anything there. Our display. Nope, don't see anything different with that. Layout looks the same. CAD looks the same. Metadata looks the same. Indexing. Proofing. So they do have this in here now that you can have spell check. So in your layouts and whatnot, you can do spell checking. So that's actually been in there for the last couple of versions. Language, nope, that hasn't changed, and these things are still the same. Okay, so it doesn't look like they've changed too many of our options other than what we're talking about up here with how we start Arc Pro. Well, that's pretty nice refinement they've made there, so I like that. Python, that's the same. Don't have any add-ins. Okay, so that all looks the same. So again, we got to that from the settings button down here. Same as going to the project tab in once we have the project open. So let's go ahead and see what this start without a template does, how this works. So we'll click that. So it does create a blank project with absolutely nothing in it. Go here to the catalog pane, so just connects to default databases. Looks like where my default, so this would be under my user profile, this connection. So not a lot going on here, but it does allow us to access favorites if we have any. I don't happen to have any, but if we had any favorite connections, such as a database that we use, a folder connection that we use, server connections that we use. So we would be able to access those, which means we could perform administrative tasks on that. Add new users, add new feature classes, tables, things of that nature. So that would be here without having the overhead of an entire project that we would work with. So let's go ahead and open a project, see if we can find any other things. So I'm go back here and open project here and see if we see any major changes. Again, the project we were just looking at through the settings. So map, let's see if I see, well, they've changed the icon for the infographics tool. Looks like they may have refined some of the icons up here. I'm not seeing any big changes with that. Going to the insert. New report. So this is something that looks like they added the ability to generate and import reports. So that was something that I don't think we've had in the past. So we've got reports in there now. So that's kind of cool. Go through to analysis. New ready to use tools. That looks the same. They've added this connection to business analyst in here. That's hasn't been in there before, so that's good. So just a few changes there. Let's see if we've got any other tools here for analysis. I see immediately I'm not seeing anything specific with that, so I'm not going to go through all the toolbars. So just try to pick up on things that I'm noticing immediately here. Well, we've got our ground to grid correction over here. That looks like, I think that's new, or at least they changed the icon on it. There's the results window for our imagery that we work with. And then let's go to share. Not seeing too much new in any of these. So let's jump over to the help and see what Esri says is new. So we'll go to get started and down here to what's new in 2.3. So looks like they have a video here you can watch that highlights some of the updates. So you can go watch that for more information. And then let's go through. So startup experience. We already looked at some of this. You can start Arc Pro without first creating a project. That's good. You can also double click through Windows Explorer and automatically open map files, map packages, layout files, layer files, and layer packages with Arc Pro. So just going through Windows Explorer and double clicking will launch Arc Pro so you can view those. That's kind of nice that they've added that. We saw that frequently used projects we can go ahead and pin in that opening window if we work with multiple ones. And the recent projects now display up to 50 projects. So it's a good number. It's a lot of projects. And as we saw, you can configure Arc Pro to always open the same project automatically. So that's good. We mentioned they've added reports in there. We saw that in there. So now we can create a new report item in our project. And I'm sure it uses a report wizard similar to what you have in ArcMap. So it's nice that they've got that. Notice that it's also configured in the view area. So it's just like working in a layout in Arc Pro, but working with the report to set up how the report is laid out, as it were, in things. So that's kind of nice. And then you can save that out as a report file that you can load into other projects. Of course, you can then share the report out as a PDF, and it goes out as part of the project package. So that's kind of nice that they do that. Interesting. So it looks like they've done some stuff here with deep learning and raster analysis. Looks like it leverages your graphics processor unit to do this. Well, this is a good thing with all the new graphics processors coming out that NVIDIA just released and that AMD is working on. So really being able to leverage that hardware capability in there. It does look like this does require the, well, I'm not sure if this image analyst is an extension or just part of that. I don't do a lot of raster analysis, so that's in there. Now this is a new extension, this ArcGIS Locate XT. So this is something you'll have to get separately, but apparently it allows you to pull in documents, PDF files, spreadsheets, and then it'll automatically sort through them looking for, coordinates, and then displaying those and automatically linking it to the features that get displayed in the map. So that's kind of neat. So let's see what editing tools they've added. So divide tool. So this allows us to cut up a polygon into a specific number of parts. So there we go. Either based off a distance or a percentage or number of parts, and it'll go through and proportion that out. That's kind of a nice tool they've added. They've added the fillet tool. So when we're drawing, curves or things of that nature, say right-of-ways that go into cul-de-sac, you often have that little curve before the main cul-de-sac starts in there. So we've got that. That's nice. They've added the generalized tool. That's one we've been waiting on for a while. That's really cool. And split. So they've expanded the split tool, which has been in Arc Pro for a while, but now it can split features based off other features. So this is like the split polygon tool that was on the advanced editing toolbar in ArcMap, which is one I used all the time when working in parcel data. I'd get subdivisions in from surveyors, and in an AutoCAD format, I could bring the CAD file in, make sure it was georeferenced, and then select the lines that were in the CAD file and use those lines to subdivide the original parent parcel. So that looks like that capability is now in there. That's a big one. I've been looking for that one for a long time. Glad to see that. So we can apply attribute rules, and they've expanded those in there now. So, we have a new tool set for applying those. So that's kind of cool. And apparently they've included that into Arcade now. So that's kind of interesting. 3D interpolation has been added. More visualization tools have been added. We've added a new map projection, or two new map projections. So the equal Earth projection and the Pierce, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, map projection. So that's been added in there. So new projections, it's always a good thing. Wow, we can clip layers in our map to a custom extent. So in any of our maps, we can actually go back and clip the whole map into those areas. That's kind of nice. We've got some new map note templates for adding annotation and things in there. Mentioned the infographics tool. Looks like they've included some additional templates and some more information in there. That's kind of nice. Anyway, so you can go through this. I'm not going to continue to go through this, but it looks like they've added some pretty good functionality into this new release. Worked on symbology some, heat map symbology. They added some new color ramps. I know they've done that in there as well. So that's part of the new styles. Oh, here's a good one. So we got the spell check I was mentioning that's available in the layout. And they've added a spell check pane in there as well. So you can see where the misspelled words are, at least according to Arc, and fix them. Now they've added a reference grid so that we can divide those grids and griticules type things that we've been doing. Well, they've now added the reference grid to that as well. So that's something we've done in Arc Map for a long time. They've finally got that into Arc Pro. That's kind of nice. Oh, I like this too. The legend, the patches for shapes. They've finally got it so it's more than just, a rectangle that you can do. So the ones that we've always had in Arc Map with circles and city boundary type, irregular polygons and things of that nature are now available to us in Arc Pro. That's really cool. Glad to see that in there. They've continued to build the map series. So if you're not familiar with map series, that's the same as data-driven pages. I actually have a video about how to create map series in Arc Pro. So you might want to take a look at that one there. But yeah, so they've added the ability to calculate adjacent fields and meridians and parallels and calculate your UTM zones. Oh, and here's create that strip map index features. So we could always do the grid index features. Now we can do the strip map again. So that's been a long time in coming as well. So good to see that in this release. That's going to make making map books for roads and railroads and those kind of features a lot easier. There we go. So that's a good thing to see. Let's see, labeling. What else have we got? Oh, I've added dimensions. So a dimension, which is a specialized annotation feature class that is used for dimensioning the measurements of certain things. So again, something we've been doing in Arc Map for a long time. Now they brought that into Arc Pro. So that's really nice that they finally added that in there. Okay, so let's see. Anyway, so a lot of good stuff they seem to have added in here. I'm pretty excited to see this. I'm not going to go through a whole lot more of this, but you get the idea. Hopefully you've seen some things that you like. Again, if you want to see this whole list yourself, just when you're in Arc Pro, click the Help button up here, which then will take you to the Help Online documentation from Esri. And then just click the Home button over here, and then you'll see that what's new in 2.3. And notice if you want to keep up with what's happening in other past releases, there we go. You can see those over here as well. So with that, I think I'm pretty excited about what I'm seeing in 2.3. Esri really works hard with these new releases to get, well, let me back up, to make Arc Pro more stable, as well as to add new functionality. So they keep working more and more on getting it to a level where it's completely consistent with what the capabilities of Arc Map are. So this is another big step in that direction. They keep adding these little tools that are in there, whatnot. So hopefully you'll find this useful and exciting. So with that, hope you've enjoyed this, found some information that'll be helpful to you. Remember, we're here to help you out with any of your GIS needs, whether it's enterprise implementation, systems integration, strategic planning, needs assessment, tech services, training support, all those things. just reach out to us via our website at www.egisassociates.com. Give us a call at 678-710-9710 or shoot us an email at info@egisassociates.com. And if you really like what you see here in any of our videos, not just this one, but any of the ones we've done, make sure you subscribe to our channel and then click Get Notifications button. That's the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. Of course, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave comments. Tell us, what you liked, what, you may have seen in here that you think would be useful. If there's any other ideas for future videos you'd like to see, just be active. And of course, right now we're doing our contest. We're at, let's see, last time I checked, we have 1,340 subscribers. We're shooting for 200 or I'm sorry, 2,000. And so once we get to 2,000, we're doing a drawing. So for everyone that's subscribed to the channel, you have a chance to win a copy of my Learning ArcGIS Pro book. If you leave a comment on a video, anybody that leaves a comment might get selected at random to win my newest book, ArcGIS Pro 2.x Cookbook. And then we're also going to do a bigger grand prize for all subscribers. One lucky subscriber will win our grand prize consisting of both of those two books I was just talking about, plus a subscription to our ArcGIS Pro e-course bundle. So that's like 7 classes built around ArcGIS Pro. So if you haven't really had the opportunity to work with Pro, this would be a chance to get you some free classes to really learn. And all you got to do to potentially win is subscribe to the channel and leave comments on any of the videos we've done. And of course, also, if you really like what you do, or what we've done, I should say, make sure you become a patron of our page. There's the link there on the slide. You can see that. And then lastly, we just launched a new merchandise store, so you can go there if you want to buy some eGIS merchandise. We have that right here. So we have some clinch bags, some hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and so on. Look for new and other more exciting merchandise with just, more than just the eGIS logo on there coming up. Fun little things about GIS and geography. And anyway, we hope to do that, working on building those graphics and things as well. But, go ahead and check this out if you want to. So with that, hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.